Well, hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. This is, oh gosh, I'm here with the Jenn of the Awakened Jenn, and my name is Hope, and I'm of Ascending Life Tarot. We are here to talk about the twin flame journey, how it is evolving, changing, how the divine feminine is really going through some pretty epic things. And Jenn has a beautiful presentation or oh my god theme
Just
about
discussion that we're going to get into.
oh,
Yeah.
yes. So in just a minute she's going to do that, and then we're going to do a general twin flame reading for everybody. And then if you have a question about your twin flame journey, about what's going on with you, please, is it Jenn, drop a heart in the comments?
Yep,
or
that's the best way. Yep.
Oh, beautiful. And as Jenn and I go through today, what you're going to notice is we read the cards very differently, right? Our intuition it works very differently and highly complementary, I think. I really like it. And so what you might notice is just picking whatever resonates with you and putting together your own story, your whatever resonates, right? Is what you're here to receive today. Yeah, I think that's it.
All right. Well, the topic today is about what happens after the feminine finally lets go and when everything collapses and it feels like it all collapses at once. And so I went to the council to, get guidance about this topic. And they were very clear right now. When the feminine finally chooses herself, the grid trembles. Every karmic contract that was tethered to her old patterns of self-abandonment begins to collapse. That's why it feels unsettled and why you feel like you're spinning. It's not because you're doing something wrong. It's because you're finally doing something right. The old foundations can't hold you anymore. And so I pulled a card from my deck, which I got my first printed copy of my Oracle deck, the Oracle of the Awakened Flamed in. And so I pulled a card for us, and it says, what happens when the feminine finally chooses herself? And so we got the Kuan Yin card. And
Love that.
this is compassion is a superpower.
Yeah.
The council says that when the feminine finally chooses herself, everything shifts. Compassion turns inward, and that becomes her superpower. This is the quantum leap. The moment that you detach from chasing, the moment that you radically choose yourself, that's when you step into your highest timeline. That's the energy of 999, completion and mastery of the heart. And it doesn't mean that you stop caring about others. It means that you finally learned compassion for yourself, which was the missing piece all along. You still hold compassion outward, but now you include yourself in that circle of love. That's what changes in the moment of release. It's not selfishness, it's self-honoring. And that is the foundation of the new timeline. And so before we move any forward, I want to just get any of your thoughts about just this spinning that we just talked about.
Oh my gosh, spinning. As soon as, in my own experience, and of course what I've seen in other divine feminines, is when they're like, okay, I'm pulling back. What happens is they lose grounding through that masculine energy, and they just spin out, and it seems like a type of implosion in their identity and their sense of self, right? And it seems as though they're walking on shifting sand. That was my own experience, and what I've heard other divine feminines go through. And again, it's like a collapse in identity.
Absolutely. The collapse of identity. And I like where you pulled in that connection of you lost your anchor. When you release, when you detach from your physical twin masculine representation here, you lose your anchor to the physical as well. And so that does make you feel like you're literally just spinning out of control. But that gives you, as the feminine, now the chance to bring your own inner masculine to anchor yourself back in. That's the embodiment and the next level of integration that's coming in for us. I mean, so like once we know how to do that separation point, Like that's the next level of, the lesson. That's the next level of the mission, is we've got the integration. Because while the feminine is doing this, the masculine is also having his own version of that, because she removed herself from him. Now he also has a void that he has to now reconnect with his emotions. He has to reconnect with his intuition and all of the feminine aspects of himself. So like, if the feminine never stops chasing, we never get to this next level of the integration that's trying to come through. And it takes, okay, you
Oh,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm chomping at the bit a little
Yeah,
bit,
go
but
ahead.
I want you to finish your thought.
Yeah. I
Okay.
want you to jump
Well,
in.
and so, gosh, to your point, I feel like, and perhaps you've heard the last couple of years, self-care, self-care, self-love, right? I feel like we as feminines have been kind of training for that, right? To develop that internal self-compassion in that beautiful Kuan Yin card you had mentioned, where it's like, wow, so if the more compassion I have for myself, the more I heal, come into higher wholeness, the less I self-abandon, the more I am empowered to move forward into my divine masculine energy, right? Which is I can ground myself. And boy, oh boy, as soon as we move into that stage of the journey, then that's that implosion where deep emotional, mental pain, spiritual pain, all the pains, because this lovely higher 5D light balance is coming in, pushing out. But boy, I've never felt so unmoored in my life. And it took me a minute, that's for sure, to come on back. And so while the women, feminines, are doing this kind of spin out, what we are noticing, and perhaps, you listening, Jenn, what we have heard about is in our country, and perhaps others as well, in the United States, we have heard that, okay, there is a men loneliness epidemic.
Yeah.
And what that is that's their version of it. Like you said, he's got to get in touch with his emotions, get self-aware and heal his feminine, heal his shadow masculine, whatever, and come into wholeness inside himself. But it can only happen when, and as we see, the divine feminines turning away into that deep level of self-love, self-compassion. And so the twin flames are setting the template on this. We are the pioneers, the frontiersmen on this. And we're also seeing it, though, because it is in the mass collective consciousness, we're watching it funnel down, trickle down right into soulmate relationships, even into karmic relationships, creating such a fast forward progress in the ascension into the 5D. And not easy, but the twin flame journey, it's always kind of been a butt kicker.
Just losing your identity,
Oh,
in connection with that relationship. Now, like, who am I now? I mean, that really is the spin that happens. And it's, how do we start re-anchoring ourselves, and it's turning within. I mean, we have to look at inside of ourselves. So what kinds of things did you do when you started in this process? And then, like, as the things started falling apart, what were some of the things that you anchored yourself back into this?
oh gosh. Well, I learned for the first time how judgmental I was against myself, right? There's that compassion piece. I go, whoa, I am so hard on myself. And then to move myself into a state of healing where some of this release work could get a little easier, for me to help me ground and just recenter, I got crazy into nature. I got into all things outdoors, just being in the sun, hiking, hugging trees, all this stuff, because I didn't know how else to ground, but getting in touch with the earth herself. That was my saving grace, to be honest. Yeah.
As I told you, for a while, I was not grounded at all. I spent most of my time up here in these higher
Right.
realms, letting them just kind of hold me, and, just like, they helped me process through it until I was able to stand being in my body again, because I mean, it was physically painful.
Yes.
Well, like, I think that people really minimize the separation pain, that we experience on this journey. I mean, it's like nothing like I ever experienced. And so if it takes you a while to get to that place of the full detachment, do not beat yourself up. This is where you're giving yourself that love and compassion and the grace, because it hurts. It physically hurts. You are having to release parts of yourself over and over and over. And just like you said, it's like once you've detached that one, it doesn't just stop there. You're leaving that whole timeline. Like
It's an
you're letting go of loads of karma, loads of ancestral templates
eons,
just in
eons.
that one moment of
Yeah.
release. And so, no, you don't know what you're doing right now. And it feels completely ungrounded because you haven't ever done this and you haven't really had it shown to you yet either. That's what we're doing on the Twin Flame mission.
Yeah.
We're creating, the blueprint right here as we speak.
In real time. Yeah.
Like if the twin flames really looked at their relationships as the feminine and the masculine and see it in the collective, see how they mirror literally the collective, I think that they would learn how to use this mission much more appropriately, because that's what we're doing. We are building the blueprint. We're correcting the blueprint, the timeline that was distorted from the old twin flame templates, and which is the relational templates that you were talking about. It doesn't just stop here. This is where it starts, and then it trickles all the way down to all the other relationships.
Oh my gosh, it's so true. And so for anybody listening, perhaps you went through this, perhaps you're now going through this. Perhaps you're about to kind of embark upon what we're talking about. Here's a little light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. Jenn, you were telling me earlier that you go, you know what, as soon as I kind of detached, or I forget what you said, like you got grounded, and then you gave me like a May date. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, that was the moment where it clicked for me. Like, because, okay, the separation happened, but then I had months of just this, I mean, ungroundedness, and like, that's where I was still like bargaining and going through the full level of grief that was going through it. And I was pouring myself out. I was begging for forgiveness for things I didn't even do, and I was completely stonewalled, the whole time. And if I wasn't stonewalled, I was being not treated nice, just anger, just like pushback at full force. And I just finally had, this moment, months later, where I realized like the level of grief that I had been feeling. And I'd worked with a lot of feminines who they experienced this level of grief. I mean, literally, they were willing to end their lives. Like I had multiple people I had to kind of talk off ledges because they're like, I don't know how to exist without this person. You don't understand.
The roots of that identity go that deep, like
deep.
DNA deep.
That deep. And it's like, and I didn't know if I was going to survive that. And it just, until I finally had that moment where I realized all this energy that I had poured out into this person, all the love and all the grief and all the everything, this person was literally choosing to not have me in their life. They were choosing to not speak to me. They were completely okay. I was like losing myself because you are not here. You're not talking to me. We can't see each other. And you are choosing to not have me in your life. And it's like, that's not love. And when I had that moment of it, but it's not even self-love.
No.
That I gave him that kind of power.
Right.
And it was like the minute that, like, the tears, and I'm not going to say I don't still feel like I do.
Right.
But the level of grief that I had been dealing with, that's when that broke. And I realized, oh, that is not love. And I wasn't even loving me. I realized the level of self-abandonment that I had to get to feel like I can't even live my life and be happy without this person who is choosing not to be in my life. So like, yeah.
Yeah,
But
see, so this is how intense it can get, right? And wow, and so um just a couple things on that. Like and then so that was May. And then you got to a place where you go, you know what? I'm through a lot of the pain. I'm returning back into
I
my
gave myself
body.
permission to live again. I think that's where you're getting. I gave
Yes,
myself
ma'am.
permission to live again, and the minute I did, I met like just happiness. I'm not going to go too far into that, but like,
Okay, so that was like, okay, so the first week of May, you're like, okay, I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna carry on. This is okay. And then wasn't it like a week or two after that,
oh, it
in
was
walked
within the
in
same
a
week.
very special person?
It was within the same week, like
Oh
that
my
I
goodness.
met. Yeah, yeah,
See, and so thank you for sharing that, and
yeah.
because
I don't
that's
want to jinx things by saying things out loud.
well, no, 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 and I forgive me if I went a little too
No,
personal,
no,
but
no.
but
But
I
this is the beauty. That's the reward that
well,
comes when you
that's when you
finally,
keep going.
yeah,
It's
I'm
like
allowed to live. I am allowed to
yeah,
live.
oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And thank you for sharing that, because I know your twin flame story was very intense. That is super duper intense. And I know you are not alone in that. My journey showed up a little bit differently, but it was still quite dramatic and phenomenally painful. So wherever you are in the continuum of the twin flame processing out of the conclusion of the old contract.
Yeah.
Just know it runs the gambit, and you're going to have some pretty dramatic emotions about it.
Oh yeah.
Whew. Oh my goodness.
And
So,
that's where the spiral isn't okay. The spin is the spiral, and it's not that you're not growing, but it's like you've got to keep repeating the lesson until you learn how does the healed version of me respond to this
yeah.
now. And I mean, I think that's where we're getting to. It's just what would the healed version of me do in this moment? Because we've done too much work to keep doing this.
See, and that, like you were saying earlier, that's the old timeline, the healed version. When we can align to that, that's when we choose that higher timeline. Oh,
All
I
right.
I
So, are
love
we
it.
ready to transition to the collective reading?
I think so. Yep.
Okay. All right. So, I'm going to do the invocation. So, if everybody will close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. So, breathe in. That's 1. Breathe in. That's 2. Breathe in. That's 3. I now call in the council of the awakened flame, a collective of angels, archangels, ascended masters, our higher selves, guardian angels, galactic light family, to please enter this present space and time. I call upon Archangel Michael to place a bubble of protection around us. Only beings of the highest vibration of pure love and light may enter in. So be it.
So
All right. So
Mm.
you are going to start us off.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. I have my Ascension deck. I keep saying Ascension. The twin flame is an ascension journey, right?
Yeah, it is.
But this is the ascension twin flame. I got problems with that, I guess. My spirit just wants to call it ascension because God knows it is. Let me pick one. This is where the collective twin flame blueprint currently lies. Wow. Breakthrough. The 5 5. 5 is a big number of change, processing karmic debris. So the processing karmic debris, this reminds me of, Jen, what you were just talking about, where you know what, you walk away and then you're in a world of pain, right? And then all that karmic debris, eons, lifetimes old, just starts coming up for massive, massive purge and release. That's the breakthrough. Yep.
Okay, so I'm pulling with the Biblical Tarot, and we've got the state of the contract right now, and we have the Queen of Chalices, and it's Hannah, Mother of Faith. And what I love about this card when I see it, it is for this life I prayed. And so, like, we're finally going to get the answers to our prayers, but it's through the release. And like, I think that we think that the minute that we let go, we lose our life, that life that we're praying for, but that's actually how we get to the life that we've been praying for. If you want that harmonious union, you have to release from the old template. That's the only way you're going to get there. So do you want to add anything?
No, just that beautiful card, it's such a divine feminine card of faith, right? It's like, well, I have to let go of what I've always known or what I thought I've always wanted to move into who I am destined to become. It's a beautiful, beautiful card. So I'm going to move into some more detail here on that, where I'm going to pull a card for the divine feminine energy right now. We have a 10 of Pentacles. She is learning her true abundance, her true earth empowerment is being embodied. The more we do take those leaps of faith and do our darndest to work through all the implosion is what I'm going to call that. This is what comes rushing in, right? Through your own divine channels. And let me see about the blocks on that. Possible blocks. Queen of Rods. Wow, the energy on this, interestingly enough, this is the Queen of Wands, is because this journey in each of our own way on a personal level has taken us down to an implosion, pretty low place. We're afraid to reconnect to our updated, higher timeline, passion, and creativity for life. And that's the block, is lean in to your passion, to what lights your fire, what makes the joy of life, right? Do you have anything to add,
Oh, yeah.
Jen?
It's just your legacy life. But it's that you teach you. So it's like your own power is say Queen of Wands. She knows what she wants. It goes after she doesn't stay where she.
Jen, I'm not sure if it's me, but if your sound is a little staticky. Is it me?
When you're talking something. Okay.
Yeah.
But
I think it's still being weird. Say something. You're fading in and out. Gosh darn it. So bizarre.
Did you mess?
I think you're still cutting in and out. Darn it. This is so weird. Let me ask you this, because you know a heck of a lot more about tech than I do. That's for darn sure. Do you think maybe if you got off and came back on, it would reset? Okay, then you go do that, and I'll hold down the fort. Oh, you guys, until Miss Jenn makes it back on, yeah, you can drop into the comments if you'd like, where you happen to be. Like, have you gone through a type of implosion? Are you on the other side? Where you think you are in your twin flame journey? And what we can do is pull some cards on that as well. As we move more into kind of the mini reading time, what I'm sure you're experiencing, what I most certainly have experienced and am experiencing, is this twin flame journey that was so written in stone in the past, right? Kind of like it was written in stone to the sense of the same way a karmic journey was, different in nature, most certainly. But it's different now. We have come to the completion of the old twin flame templates that were created 10,000 plus years ago. And we are elevating into a 5D type of connection with divine partnerships. In whoever identifies as masculine, feminine, we are coming into a higher order. And what we know about the divine feminine is, in the spirit realm, the divine feminine leads, right? She is leading us. And in the physical, it is the divine masculine. And that's why all this grounding stuff is such a big deal for us. And you're back.
Okay. Yes or no?
Not really, Jen. Oh, my word. Okay.
Go ahead and pull for the masculine.
Okay, I'm going to pull for the masculine. Let me give these cards a nice shuffle. So I was just talking about some divine masculine changes. Where their energy is right now is this Eight of Swords card. So I'm sorry, Eight of Wands. This is coming in hot. It's coming in hot, fast, fast, fast. And in some readings of this Eight of Wands card, these are Cupid's arrows, right? Shooting across toward the divine masculine. What Jen and I have certainly spoken about in the past is the pressure on the divine masculine energy to go to work, to dig in, to look at all the things, all the wounds, clear it up, get self-aware, go to therapy, whatever that looks like. They are being relentlessly inundated. They're out of choice, right? This road has run out. It's complete. And a possible block. Ooh. We have the Seven of Swords. Self-gaslighting. We've all been here at one point or another. We lie to ourselves about things. We project onto other people. We fall into victim. And I have a ton of compassion for the masculine journey right now, because yes, they are lonely. They are struggling. They are suffering. That is a fact. However, if they try, they can move themselves forward. But just like you, the divine feminine has been digging in deep for a long time. It's now his turn to dig in deep and go to work. The block is not taking responsibility, accountability for what's going on in their own life, and still blaming other people, projecting their I'm so sorry, Jen. I am missing your voice, girl. This is so weird. Jen and I, we met about a half hour before the live started, and the sound was gorgeous. Oh, okay. Well, then I'll read one more card, and then I want to check in with you. Yes. Okay. So the relationship connection. We have a Seven of Cups. Now, this is known as confusion. Yes. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what steps to take forward. I am so overwhelmed in cups, in emotion. So that is one side to this card. The other side is, whoa, I have a lot of options. When I come up for air and I really look around at what's going on, I have a lot of choices. I am not stuck. There are things I can do to move myself forward. And the journey through this segment of the distortion is we will vacillate back and forth between that overwhelm and emotional confusion and realizing all the options that we do have available to us. You want to try again?
Who am I? Where do I go? That's it's not a possibility. The potential is just don't you we don't want we hope with
Oh, Jenn.
why like to be like a, I know that I know for me
Oh, Jenn. Jenn, I'm sorry, dear. We still can't. The sound is all goofy, and I am so sorry because this is I can imagine how frustrated you are. Oh, I'm so sorry. What I'm gonna, yeah. Um, if you're okay, is that the judgment? It's the 8 of Cups. Oh my gosh, the 8 of Cups is walking away. What's the outcome? Jenn, thank you for that beautiful card. That is your energy for sure. That is the outcome card, is the 8 of Cups. And as we all here know about tarot, the 8 of Cups is walking away to better. It's walking better. It's claiming who you are, elevating into better. And that is definitely what the divine feminines are doing. And the divine masculines, you know what? They don't really have a whole lot of choice, right? As I said earlier, we've come to the end of the road where we can kick a can down it, right? You can't kick the can down this road any longer. And so I'm going to pick a card that represents the divine message, right? When it comes to the beautiful counsel of the twin flame, the divine message is 10 of Swords. It's over. Dead, done, gone, over, no coming back from. Now, this is a painful card. This person is not having a good time, right? However, what this is being set free. The 10 is, is the end, but it's also the beginning of something else. And it reminds me of what Jenn was saying a little earlier, when with that Queen of Cups energy, is when we let go of what used to be, we flow right into what is next, And you're so great. Oh my God. So I'm gonna pull my computer closer, my eyes here. Well, sacred card, card 39 is a sacred yes, saying yes to your true self, right? That self-compassion, yes to you. And again, this is a 5 card. The number 555. And if you notice, we had the Ascension twin flame, I'm going to call this, was the 5-5 breakthrough. So we begin this way and we end on the beautiful 5-5-5 as well. Wow, ladies, we have done so much work, and what we know is we will continue to do so much work. I don't know about you guys, but one of the things I have noticed since I've been working my own process here for a couple years now is the other women that have come into my life that are allies. They are my sisters. They just rise, and we all kind of meet each other. I had the pleasure of meeting Jenn. She's definitely a soul sister, and other beautiful women just coming together and in Queen of Cups energy, right? Which is, I got you, girl. This is about love. It's about sisterhood. It's about rising together. And that is definitely something I am grateful for sure. Okay. So I know some of you guys, you have put some little hearts in the chat. And what I'm going to do if in Jen, let us know, please, is I'm scrolling through my chat. Um, there's, you want to keep picking cards? Yeah. Okay. What's first we had the first person is what's she doing, right? Okay, yeah. Oh, you're so good. And Jen, if you don't mind, pick a card for her. Intuition, telepathy, inner knowing, heart song. Wow, wherever you are tuning big time into the heart. And you might notice that you've been kind of dismantling old shielding. And that can be a little scary, right? But you are learning through self-compassion, self-love. You're getting on your own side, inner strength, your own internalized masculine energy coming to protect your internal feminine energy. Your heart is blossoming. This is going to, you whatever was going on for you August 12, shot this energy off, and it's going to be vibrant, alive, and expanding until about September 22nd for you. So expect to be a little uncomfortable from time to time, and perhaps feeling a little triggered in safety. Am I safe? Is my heart okay? It is, and you are learning that your heart is okay. Wow, that is a beautiful card. I love that lovely pink heart. Now we could go, oh, Miss Venus here. Venus says, I've been single 4.5 years after the twin flame karmic relationship. Won't do that again. Me either, sister. we're done. Ay. Venus has a beautiful heart here. And Jen, yeah, I love our rhythm. You'll pick a card and I'll read it. That way it has both of our beautiful energies on it. Ay. Beginnings, try again, new direction, start over. You know, Jen was talking earlier about new timelines becoming available. And then I am reminded of this Eight of Wand energy. I know this was for the divine masculine, right? But what we know is it applies to all the divine masculine in us as well. You are going to have many different things in front of you, opportunities in front of you. Go slow, be discerning in how you begin. Because whatever you begin is going to last. And with every step in the beginning, as you begin, you will learn even greater trust and compassion for yourself. You're going to have a lot of aha moments about deep appreciation of your own self for what you have been through. It's a beautiful, I just feel so much self-love coming as you work through any beginnings coming your way. This feels good. My heart feels good as I read this. Yeah, oh my goodness. Oh, okay. Yeah, she's being tested with it. Yep. Oh, Miss Erica, withdrawn, single, lonely, solitary. Okay, my dear. So with that withdrawal energy, this isolation and this lonely stuff, it doesn't feel good. You know, we all been there. We all know for sure what that is like. Please know, though, that I'm watching this as a type of sacred isolation. And very gently, the more you lean into any loneliness, any just, I'm single, this isn't maybe what I wanted, or this isn't the vision I had for myself. One of the challenging things about the twin flame journey, and oh yeah, it's a challenge, is it's the death of that vision. It's the death of that old dream. And so we do grieve, we do mourn. And the more you're able to just lean into that, and if you have already been leaning into it, beautiful, beautiful, continue to lean in a little bit more. And however you connect to your guides, your angels, calling on them just to continue to support you in the release of any death of old dream type stuff, old dream, old vision, as well as you got to fill me up with higher love. You got to fill me up with like like the juice, the juiciness of beautiful divine feminine empress type energy. It's here for you. It feels almost like if we were to pick a card, it might be a little 5 of cups, right, where we're focused on what's spilt over when the beautiful blessing of 2 is waiting for us, 2 cups right behind us. It has that kind of energy on it too. So please continue to lean into any kind of shadow work, self-love work. And yes, it doesn't look like the way you thought it would. And the more you're able to let go of those ideas, the more what your highest self would have for you is coming in. Yeah. Mm. Oh, goddess. Beautiful energy here. Perspectives, better off, happiness, clear head spaces. Boy, have you been clearing out your head. Keep working those old thought processes, those thoughts that just don't work for you. Your whole mind, your claircognizance, right? The way you just know, your inner knowing about who you are, what you're here to do on the planet, both as a spirit with a mission and also as a woman trying to live a life of joy and harmony. So much of your mind, your neural pathways are going to be shifting, changing, growing. Your body is saying, yes, please, and I'm all about this. One of the things that'll help is sea salt baths. However, you just want to keep cleansing all this old energy out of the very pores of your body. What a wonderful act of self-care, of self-love, that your body is asking for. This will make the shifts in perspective a little bit smoother. It's going to be a little rocky for a minute, but that doesn't mean horrible. It just means every step I take is toward a more sure footing. Maybe not as solid as I would like, but I'm getting there. Yeah. Whew. Tourmaline Tarot. I love that name. Silence. Frozen, no words, Stonewall. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I'm seeing immediately that wherever there is abandonment or rejection, like single occurrences or patterns, you are held in grace. There are angels all around you. People have been praying for you, holding you in states of grace to heal any abandonment, rejection energy. And what I love so much about seeing this is, there's a certain frequency of energy that collects around the auric field when we pray for ourselves that is very distinguishably different than when others pray for us. And your beautiful auric field has the prayers of others. And I'm loving this for you, because even though there's this silence, as you consciously, subconsciously, in the very cells of your body and the chemistry of your nervous system, releasing abandonment, rejection, all the traumas, whatever that is, it does require you to sit in silence. And now the wounded self, the old traumas do feel, well, we must be triggered and the negative emotion come to the surface for release. And so as you move through those kinds of triggers, that's where the prayers of others and the states of grace through the angelic realm will definitely come in for you. Who just love on yourself, take care of yourself, be with your girlfriends, people that you know have your back, and it will help heal this. Yeah, whatever that is for you. It's complex. Oh my goodness. Miss Jamie. Again. Whoo! Wow. Okay, you guys. I know you know this. When we get repeats, it's because that energy is really hot. And I'm going to dig into this card in just a minute. And as I do, I'm going to say a little prayer for everybody, me, Jen, everybody, please, wherever this is in all of us, whether it's in our own personal journey, the twin flame collective, the divine feminine frequencies of the planet, abandonment, betrayal, pushed aside in silence, frozen as a survival defense mechanism, silenced. Nobody, oh, I don't want to hear you. Be quiet, right? All of that kind of stuff. Stonewalled, where we do our best to find the words to be understood. And it's like, nope, I am committed to misunderstanding you. So I'm just not going to hear you. We all know what that is, and it is very painful. The prayer is, may please Archangel Michael, Goddess Kuan Yin we had earlier, may they come and cleanse that from the collective fields of everybody on this call, and also just the beautiful divine feminine energies on the planet who have suffered in such a way. That is powerful. So I want to thank you, Miss Jamie, for bringing that energy into the field, because we have all benefited from that. Whew. Oh my goodness. Okay, one day. I'm sorry, there's a glare on my screen. Give me just a minute. One day, someday, somewhere, another time. We're going to continue the healing. All the guides are here. Your own spirit team that is watching you and helping you. We're calling everybody in. We all have a one day, and that one day has, it makes us think, it makes us settle for less than we deserve. And it also, boy, we'll talk about a dream crusher, right? And you know what? I spoke earlier about being afraid of passion and being afraid of creativity. This is tied for that. Miss Victoria, your day is today. Your day is today. And whatever new dream, new vision, new intention you had for yourself, just refresh your mind, refresh your heart in those energies. And please, to the best of your ability, no matter how small a step forward it may be, take action in that direction. And that could just mean correcting thoughts in your mind that don't align to who you know you are in your heart of hearts. Yeah. Whew. Oh, we did it. This is, oh my goodness. You know, sometimes you got to punt, right? You don't always cross into the, into the end zone. Sometimes you got to punt. And I want to thank everybody for being here. We had beautiful Jen's energy. I miss your voice. It will be back next time, I have no doubt. And but we still got your lovely energy in the cards you picked for every person. And so what and Jen and I, we have talked about this, where we thought, you know, one of the ways we want to wrap up these wonderful calls lives that we love doing with you is some kind of journal prompt. You know, some kind of journal prompt. And what's really coming up for me is this 10 of Pentacle energy, which is, you got this earth thing, you got this. With this Queen of Wand energy, which is, how am I connecting with my own little juicy, beautiful, divine feminine energy of passion, of creativity, of who I want to be, what I want to do with my life, with my life, I would love for you to journal about that, however that is for you, because we as private individuals, me on my path, all of you guys on yours, and women are really at such important inflection points in their life about who they want to be and what they want to create. And so I would love for you to journal about that. Who are you as an embodied flame carrier? What kind of passion are you igniting? Right? What's in your flame? And I would love to, and then Jenn, maybe when we meet next, we can just talk about that and maybe hear from you all, or leave comments in the video, the chat. We're going to look at those. That is for sure. That would be fantastic to hear from you guys. And one of the things too happening is our next live is actually happening at the same time, 3 p.m. 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. East Coast time. It's on the 9/9 portal, September 9. And I'm sure Jenn's probably going to be doing some energy work or reading on that. I know I am. And so you can please look for those readings as we get closer to that 9/9 portal. We're going to meet on the 9/9 portal, and we're going to blow it out. I know some good stuff is going to be coming in. Oh my goodness. Jenn, I'm totally speaking for you. I hope that's all right. I just want to thank everybody so much for coming on. And when we see you on the 9th, I look forward to hearing how you've been, bringing up any questions, and we will see what is next in the Twin Flame Collective and what kind of energy work we're going to all get to do together. Yeah. So thank y'all, and we will be seeing you soon.